All right, then. So we're diving back into Harry's world.
Back into the thick of it, yeah.
And this time it feels different. Like the stakes are higher. We're not dealing with fluffy little schoolyard rivalries anymore, are we?
No, not at all. Order of the Phoenix really ramps things up.
No kidding. Right from the start, you can feel this tension like something's brewing, both at Hogwarts and with the Ministry of Magic.
Yeah, that underlying sense of dread, it's palpable right from Chapter 2.
It's like the calm before the storm. Everyone's on edge after that whole Dementor incident with Harry.
Exactly. And the Ministry of Magic, they're trying to sweep it under the rug, discredit Harry, make it all go away.
Because, of course, Voldemort's return, it's just unthinkable, right?
Right, and that's the thing. They'd rather cling to this illusion of order than face the very real and very dangerous truth.
It's like they're burying their heads in the sand, hoping it'll all just disappear.
Which is why they bring in Umbridge.
Dolores Umbridge. Talk about a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Right, she's all smiles and pink cardigans, but underneath that, she's an iron fist.
And she doesn't waste any time either, does she? I mean, she's appointed Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher.
Yeah.
And suddenly Hogwarts feels a lot less like a school and a lot more like, well...
like a ministry outpost, yeah.
Exactly. And her teaching methods are, let's just say, questionable.
Theoretical defense, it's like trying to teach someone to swim by having them read a manual.
Without ever letting them near water.
Precisely. It's about control, isn't it? Limiting what the students learn, keeping them in the dark, so to speak.
Which is ironic considering it's supposed to be Defense Against the Dark Arts.
It's classic Rowling, though. She uses these seemingly absurd situations to highlight very real and often very disturbing power dynamics.
And it's not just the curriculum, right? Umbridge, with her educational decrees, she's basically trying to turn Hogwarts into some kind of authoritarian regime.
It's a gradual takeover, isn't it? But very calculated. Each decree chipping away at the students' freedom, their ability to think for themselves.
And anyone who dares to question her, Professor Trelawney, Hagrid, even Dumbledore. They're all targeted.
Because they represent a threat to her authority and to the ministry's carefully constructed narrative.
It's scary how easily people can be manipulated, swayed by fear and propaganda.
It reminds us that even in a world of magic, the human capacity for denial and self-deception is very real.
So how do you fight back against that kind of insidious control when it's coming from the very institutions that are supposed to protect you?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? And it's something Harry and his friends have to grapple with as the story unfolds.
Because let's be honest, Umbridge isn't going down without a fight.
No, she's not. And that fight is only just beginning. And that's where Dumbledore's army comes in this act of defiance, this reclaiming of their own power.
Such a powerful moment in the book, right? These students coming together secretly to learn what they need to know because the adults in charge, well, they're feeling them miserably.
And the setting for these secret meetings, the Room of Requirement, it's almost like a character in itself.
Oh, absolutely. It's this hidden magical space that adapts to whatever the user needs most, like it's alive somehow.
Right. It embodies this sense of possibility of rebellion against the constraints of the ordinary.
And it's perfect for Dumbledore's army. They need a place where they can practice real defense, learn how to fight back against the darkness.
It becomes a sanctuary of sorts, a space where they can be themselves, hone their skills without the constant scrutiny and fear instilled by Umbridge and the Ministry.
And you've got to hand it to Hermione. She really takes charge in the Room of Requirement, figures out how to make it work for them.
She's a natural leader. Isn't she always thinking 10 steps ahead? And her dedication to the cause, it's inspiring.
It's like she knows what's at stake, that this isn't just about passing exams or following rules. This is about survival.
Exactly. And it's not just about learning spells either. It's about forging bonds of trust and friendship in the face of danger.
They're becoming a real team, a family even. And that's something Voldemort could never understand, the power of love, of loyalty.
Right, and those bonds, those connections, they become even more important as the story progresses, especially as Harry's connection to Voldemort intensifies.
Those visions he keeps having, they're getting stronger, more frequent, like Voldemort's presence is seeping into Harry's mind.
It's a brilliant way of showing how intertwined their fates are, how Harry can't escape this destiny even if he wanted to.
And it's not just about abstract visions either. It's through that connection that Harry witnesses the attack on Arthur Weasley.
That attack changes everything, doesn't it? It brings the danger close to home, shatters any illusion of safety.
And it leads them to the Department of Mysteries, this shadowy place. Even the name sends shivers down your spine.
It represents the unknown, the secrets that lie at the heart of magic, and also the things that scare us the most. Death, love, prophecy.
It's like the Ministry is trying to keep those things locked away, hidden from view because they're too powerful, too dangerous.
And yet Harry is drawn to the Department of Mysteries, both in his dreams and in reality.
He can't resist the pull, can he, even though he knows it's dangerous?
It's like looking into the abyss, isn't it? You know, it might be terrifying, but you can't tear your eyes away.
And, of course, that curiosity that pull it leads them straight into danger, the battle in the Department of Mysteries.
A battle that tests their limits, pushes them to the brook. And the stakes get even higher, don't they? Because it's in the Department of Mysteries that's serious well.
It's where he loses his life trying to save Harry, trying to protect him from Voldemort and the Death Eaters.
It's a heartbreaking loss, and it really underscores the fact that this isn't a game anymore.
It's the moment you realize just how dangerous this fight really is, that people can die even in a world of magic.
And it's even more tragic because Sirius represented this kind of freedom for Harry, a chance at a real family.
The one person who understood what he was going through, who didn't treat him like some kind of chosen one or a celebrity.
Exactly. And that loss, it hits Harry hard, and not just emotionally, but on this deeper level too, because now he knows just how far Voldemort will go.
And as if losing Sirius wasn't enough, that's when Dumbledore finally reveals the truth about the prophecy, doesn't he?
Right. The one made when Harry was just a baby. The one that connects him to Voldemort in this inescapable way.
It's like this ancient riddle hanging over Harry's head, this destiny he never asked for.
And it raises all these questions about fate and free will choice versus destiny.
Like, is anything Harry does really his own choice? Or is he just playing out this preordained role in some cosmic drama?
That's the beauty of Rowling's writing, though. She doesn't give you easy answers. She makes you think about these big philosophical questions.
And to complicate matters even further, there's the whole revelation about Snape.
Right, Snape, who's been this ambiguous character, this looming presence throughout the series.
Always so cold and sarcastic, but it turns out he's been working for Dumbledore all along, protecting Harry in his own way.
It's a classic twist, and it makes you reevaluate everything you thought you knew about Snape, about good and evil, about the choices we make.
Because it shows that sometimes the people we perceive as enemies are actually fighting for the same side, just in a different way.
And it makes you wonder how many other secrets are hidden within the walls of Hogwarts, within the Ministry of Magic, how much we don't know.
It's that sense of mystery that keeps you coming back for more, doesn't it? That feeling that there's always something more to uncover.
And more importantly, it reminds us that the world is rarely black and white, that there are always shades of gray, always more to learn and to understand.
Which is a good lesson for us all, I think, whether we're facing down dark wizards or just trying to navigate the complexities of everyday life.
Exactly, and maybe that's the most powerful message of all that. Even in the face of darkness, even when things seem hopeless, there's always a reason to keep searching for the truth, to keep fighting for what we believe in.
Well said. And on that note, I think we've covered a lot of ground today. Uncovered some fascinating insights into one of the most pivotal books in the Harry Potter series.
It's been a pleasure delving into these themes with you.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Until next time, keep those wands at the ready. And remember, the magic is all around us.